We are with Assemblymember James Gallagher, whose district was severely impacted by the wet winter last year. Floods obviously have been in the news lately. And James, does that kind of raise a red flag for your district, the importance of flood protection?
Absolutely. I mean, in this area, we've always dealt with flood, and just about every 10 years we have flood seasons where the rivers in the Sacramento Valley are running high, and there's the potential for flooding. So it's been a long time issue, but I think what's happened here recently, I think raises the profile that says, look, the Sacramento area can be a very dangerous place if we don't put the investment in infrastructure into our flood control systems.
Tell people, what exactly are levees and how do they work for flood protection?
So this is important because I think a lot of people probably maybe don't know that we have a system of levees throughout the Sacramento Valley and really throughout the whole Central Valley in California. And what they are is these very large berms next to or adjacent to the river that help keep the water off of the adjacent lands, that where we have our homes and our businesses and our highways and roadways.
As we drove up, we saw work being done on the levee. Tell us what's going on.
Well, so these levees, many of them were built in the early 1900s, and when they were built, they weren't always built with the best materials. So a lot of these levees throughout the system, there are areas where they're very sandy. They're not built out of very strong material, and so over time, and really over the last 10 years now, we've been trying to put more significant investment into these levees. And we've done it in certain areas throughout the Sacramento Valley where we've, have a stronger clay material in there, and also putting slurry down the center of the levee. It's a concrete material that ultimately tightens that up, makes it firm, and gets down into the bedrock so that water can't get through and underneath the levee and cause a break.
Obviously, Oroville Dam, there was a situation in the winter that was very difficult. What is going on with the dam now in terms of repairs?
Well, there's just a gigantic effort going on up there with Kiewit Construction as the main contractor on the job, and they are working very quickly and in a synchronized fashion. I mean, when you go up there, you see everything is on schedule. Everything is has been mapped out and very well planned out. The work's almost complete up there. They believe that they will be able to finish the spillway repair by November 1. And that will be in a condition where it can take at least 100,000 CFS of water out of the flood control spillway. We can better plan for drought by building more water storage and being more water resilient in this state. And we can plan for flood control by investing every year in these levees, making sure that we're continuing those repairs. Now, I said there's been improvement to these levees, but there's still hundreds of miles of levees that have had no improvement and are still maybe have some of that sandy material and could easily break during a flood event. We need to put the investment in those things to be prepared for the next flood event that's going to come. It will come.